Hey everyone, welcome to Taste Different Gaming Appetizers. And what are we talking about this time? We're talking about Game Freak. The Pokemon developer was reportedly hacked. It wasn't reported, they were hacked. Stolen data on unannounced games as well as Nintendo Switch codename leaked online. So the original story is that Pokemon developer Game Freak at the time was reportedly suffered a significant hack resulting in the leak of stolen data that includes code names for 10th generation Pokemon games and even the Nintendo Switch 2. As reported by Nintendo Life, data leaks includes the code names in Nintendo's next generation console, reportedly Ounce. Okay. The code name was an unannounced 10th generation Pokemon game, reportedly Gaia, and the code name of an unannounced Pokemon Legends Z through A, Ikaku. Neither Nintendo or the Pokemon Company have issued a statement on the leaks. But then they did. So the update is Game Freak confirmed and issued a statement confirming that the company suffered a data breach in August of 2024. The company said that the server was illegally accessed with 2,606 cases of current, former, and contract employee names and email addresses accessed. The Japanese language statement carries a date of October 10th, 2024, and does not mention the Pokemon data that had emerged since. In a statement, Game Freak apologized to all those affected by the data breach and insisted the vulnerability at the heart of the hack was since rebuilt. Sorry. So basically, they fixed it. They say. Yeah, I mean, according to Nintendo Life, Ounce is mentioned as the target platform. So this is talking about the Pokemon games, right? Going back to that. So the Pokemon portion of it, which Game Freak didn't say anything about, or the Nintendo Switch 2, the Pokemon games are part of a leak K&N, which will relate to Nintendo's intention to release it both on the Switch and the successor as a cross-gen title. According to Nintendo Life, Ounce is mentioned as the target platform, which we assume ounce is that's how much it's going to weigh, I guess. 1 ounce. A Pokemon game codenamed Synapse was also reportedly mentioned. This unannounced game is said to be co-developed by another studio, with some reports indicating it's some sort of Pokemon MMO. That's where you can really catch them all. Elsewhere, source codes for DS titles Pokemon Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Black 2, and White 2 are reportedly leaked, resulting in stolen unused assets for Pokemon and even games music emerging online. Outside the games themselves, there's plot information relating to the unreleased sequel of 2019's Detective Pikachu movie, supposedly called The Great Detective Pikachu. The movie was reportedly directed by Jordan Vogt Roberts, the King of Summers, Kong Skull Island. That's a couple of, and was planned for a 2020 release. So it's unclear what happened to that. There's also evidence of a trilogy live-action Pokemon movies at one time was considered as well, with a third apparently revolving around the Game Boy, I guess. Anyway, the data also includes everything from emailed meeting summaries to Pokemon lore information, with a mention of so far unannounced Pokemon live action show from Netflix. So yeah, I don't know. You gotta protect your crap. That's all I gotta say. What do you think, Pat?
It's pretty much getting impossible these days to have anything that's online accessible through the internet, right? I mean, especially in the entertainment industry, because people are just fervent for information, news, data about anything that they're like gaga goo goo for Cocoa Puffs over, right? You know, and people love Pokemon, you know, and they love Nintendo, and they're just, you know, and from my understanding is that this, I don't know, and you know, who knows how this stuff was distributed, but I didn't see anything about ransomware or anything. So they either sold all this stuff on the in the underweb, or they just gave it all away for free because they were like, hey, look what I found. Um, it's kind of getting a little bit scary with stuff like that we have a lot of these leaks, because in the article it also mentions the giga leak of Pokemon stuff back in 2020, and that was 4 years ago. That wasn't very long ago, which leaked a whole bunch of other crap from them. Which makes a lot of sense, since I've been seeing a lot of memes online about learning about all this backroom Pokemon lore, and I'm like, what the hell are they talking about, backroom Pokemon lore, and then this article comes out and I'm like, oh, that's why. So I haven't read any of the stuff, but from what I understand, it's pretty out there with some of this Pokemon lore that was in these files and things. So, interesting. What's kind of interesting is the movie thing too, where they were the Great Detective Pikachu one that was supposed to be out this year. So what happened to it? Did they push it to next year? Is it not ever coming? I've never even heard trailers. I haven't heard any trailer for the Great. And if it was supposed to be a movie that was supposed to come out this year, wouldn't you think we'd have seen release trailer, or not release, but announcement trailers from a year ago or earlier this year? I don't know. It's not. I'm not saying the hack didn't happen or anything. I'm just saying that was this like a long canceled movie production, and it never even one of those movies where it cost them millions of dollars to make and they weren't ever going to recoup it, so they were just going to write it off so they could make more money off a movie that never came out. Because I am not sure if the last Pikachu movie did very well. I didn't watch it. I'm not. I like games. I don't watch a lot of movies and TV. I if I have free time, I like to play game for the most part. If I want to wind down in the night before bed or something, I may watch an anime or something, but that's not my normal go-to entertainment style. It's video games is my entertainment type thing. And when I work, and then when I don't work, I'm either if I have free time, I'll do gaming or do something with friends or family or something. But usually normal work job, and then continuing education for the field that I'm in and things like that. And then, and then we do this stuff for fun, the YouTube stuff and that. So, seems like Game Freak was working on a lot of stuff, and they let the cat out of the bag of ounce. They lose. Is a Switch 2 1 ounce lighter than the Switch 1? Is that why it's called ounce? I don't know. And what does Ikaku mean? What is that? The Pokemon Legends. What does Ikaku mean? Does it mean from A to Z? I don't know. Z to A. It probably has some meaning, but the Pokemon MMO sounded kind of interesting, but they probably had to do something because Pal World was eating their lunch, and now they're just like, well, we're not going to make an MMO. We're just going to sue Pal World. We'll get the money that way instead of making our own MMO. I don't know. I'm not I am by no means a Pokemon fanboy or whatever it is. People love what they love. I don't mind the Pokemon games, but I'm not like an avid Pokemon fan. I don't collect the cards. I don't buy all the games. I have played the games, do play the games sometimes, but they're not usually my like go-to game franchise out there. And I don't do card collecting. I haven't done card collecting or card deck building games like that since I was a kid. And all I did back then was Magic. I didn't do any of this Pokemon or any of the other ones out there, the Yu-Gi-Oh or anything. And Magic the Gathering has just gotten ridiculous with how many different versions are out there and all that stuff. So I'm like, I don't even do that anymore. So I don't know. It's really hard to secure your stuff. And a lot of times, though, it's really that you don't have any internal security and compliance review, because who knows how they access the system. And to get this amount of data, they probably had access for quite some time, without being detected. That's the big thing. So, social, as anybody who works in technology knows, the biggest security risk you have is people. It isn't the technology always, it's the people who make dumb mistakes, social engineering, things like that. You can have the strongest security in the world, but it only takes one careless person or one blatantly idiotic person to just ruin your whole year. Somebody gives away a password, writes a password down, makes a stupid easy password, and they name their password, their birthday, their kid's birthday, their kid's school, their their dog's name, their dog's birthday, whatever, their street address. People do stupid things and make passwords to sites stupidly obvious. Even IT people do it. It's not just to normal people, but even people in the IT industry aren't always the best with creating that. And it is it's going to be an interesting thing as we get further and further into the future, and everything you log into has a password. When I think about like my daily work life, I have no less than 6 different passwords just to do my job. And it's like every time I get in there, I'm like, oh yeah, this password, what's that password? I need that one. Oh, I got to do that one. And you're like, at some point, you're just like, just put a damn chip in my arm or something. I'm so tired of remembering all these passwords. So, something has to happen, because companies, most IT companies don't adopt like biometrics or things like that because it's flawed technology. People put too much faith in like biometrics and face recognition and stuff like that. That's a technology is not where it needs to be a primary means of securing something. So, a lot of them use some type of token, like a physical token or a virtual token of some kind along with your credentials. So not only do you have to have credentials, you also have to have a token generator, that synced up with a server somewhere that has a rotating token, so, technology is just, right now, 2-factor authentication is always the biggest. We're going to have 3-factor in the future, quad factor, triple factor, quad factor, I remember back in the day when triple des encryption was a thing, and now triple des encryption is considered a security risk. You can't have triple des encryption. Those 16 and 32 digit encryption keys bound together is not enough anymore. You need that 64 bit is not enough. 128, not enough. So it's becoming ridiculous out there with security. You jump through a million security hoops just to get something done. And it serves a purpose, but it's also just because there's bad actors out there, right? I mean, people want to steal an intellectual property. Now, Pokemon has a bunch of Pokemon characters that never released out in the wild, along with some Pokemon music and the Pokemon movies. I don't think they got the movie right. They just got the plot points and all that stuff of the movies. So, it's wild, wild west out there on the internet. You need to protect your shit. Train your staff, train your people to not answer that fraudulent email from the CEO that says, hey, can you get me an invoice put together? Right. That CEO that never talks to you says, hey, I need you to go get me a gift card. And then you just listen for whatever reason, right?
Give me a Google Play gift card.
Right.
Give me the numbers in the back.
Yeah. I think, there's thousands of employees at the place that I work.
Target gift card or whatever.
Right. There's thousands of employees at the place that I work. If the CEO of this company messaged me and said, hey, I need you to go get me a gift card for this event that I'm going to go to, I'm going to pick up the phone or I'm going to Teams him and be like, hey, why'd you ask for a gift card from me? The hell am I to you, right? I'm like so far from him. He doesn't even know my name, right? Be like, why did you ask me for this? I'm pretty sure this is fake, right? People can spoof all kinds of stuff. You have to pay attention. And what I'm more interested in from this information is how they gained access. The stuff that they broke into is bad news for the company. And who knows what the holding company for Pokemon and Nintendo feel about this Game Freak company getting hacked. Are they going to be like cutting ties with you, never doing business with you again because you couldn't protect our IP, right? I don't know. That's bad news for Game Freak. Are we going to hear Game Freak laying people off? We're going to hear Game Freak going out of business because they mess with the wrong big dogs. They mess with Pokemon and they mess with Nintendo. The two, big, huge sue happy companies out there. They will protect their IPs with a religious fervor that you have no clue. So, Game Freak, buckle your seatbelts. You're up for a wild ride.
Yep. Strap on that Pokemon.
Yeah. Better get that Mewtwo and Pikachu to protect you because Nintendo and Pokemon are coming after you.
Coming to get you.
Yep. They're gonna ride you like Seabiscuit till they drain every ounce of currency out of you.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, you just you gotta be careful, and like you said, it wasn't the first time Game Freak's been breached, right? They had with breach before, 4 years ago.
I don't think that was them though,
Oh, it
right?
wasn't them. I thought it was them.
No. I don't think that was them that had the breach before. It was just Pokemon info in general had that
Oh,
giant data breach like that long ago. Who was the purveyor of that league? Let's see if I can find it. Because there was stuff from like Luigi and Mario.
oh, okay.
Mm,
Still though,
yeah,
I know Sony's had a lot of data breaches.
yeah. And this was all stuff posted in 4chan, and it doesn't say who the company was.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, when you're, yeah, I mean, you have something popular like that, but like you said, they can try to secure it as well as they can, but there's also there's you know people are your biggest vulnerability, and then there's other vulnerabilities too that people, especially if you're popular like Pokemon developer, then they're going to find a way to, people are going to try to find a way to get into your system to find out all the juicy details and get all the ounces, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like that Giga hack was Nintendo itself got hacked and
Oh,
a few other
Nintendo
big
itself.
companies. So
Well, they can't be too angry.
yeah, it happened to them. But
Happened to them.
but they got, they're gonna bite all the hands, the fingers that are
Right.
reaching into the cookie jar. They're like, oh, you took a cookie, but then you let somebody else have a piece of that cookie.
You broke it off and gave someone else a.
Yeah. You put that cookie in a safe place, but that mouse snuck in and ate a piece of it, so you're in trouble.
Now you've done it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Hopefully it works out for them. You got anything else you want to add to this?
Protect your shit.
Yeah, that's right. Protect your Pokemon. Someone's going to catch them all. But let us know down in the comments below. What do you think of all these rumors and all these? Well, it's not really rumors now. Some of it is, right. Some of it hasn't been confirmed, but the data breach itself has. So let us know down in the comments below what you think of that. Otherwise, thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you subscribe. Helps us out. Do us a favor. Catch the Pokemon with us and hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell notifications and stay up to date with new videos that we do all the time. We'll see you next time.